some alleged Tomb Raider leaks have just dropped of a canceled Tomb Raider anniversary project where they were going to seemingly remake Tomb Raider Anniversary, but with the reboot Lara Croft, as I don't know if this is a unification attempt or what. I can't confirm that these are real because I don't have any sources that have told me that. I don't currently have any sources at all within Crystal Dynamics or Embracer or anything like that who are feeding me any type of information. So just to clarify the air, clear the air there. But I will say this is pretty compelling. Let's go ahead and dive into this video and have a look here. So we have Aya Winters here who says Tomb Raider Anniversary from 2019 leaks a little bit more, and this time I think that's what they meant, we see her backpack. Not sure if that's a good thing. Okay, so we do have the character model, which I'll be able to show you, but this was, you can read about it here, which is, again, which he says that nobody even wanted. This is on archive.org. Well, it's no longer available. So, oh, spicy. Maybe Crystal Dynamics had it taken down, which is now this was wild. This was before Embracer bought Tomb Raider Anniversary. Or this is before Embracer bought Tomb Raider and Crystal Dynamics, the IP, all of that, and the studios within, right? It does appear that they were working with a Chinese studio who were making this, right? So I guess that would be Virtuos here. So here we have some concepts. These are just very basic, right? Nothing super fleshed out, but this is what is getting the most backlash, and that's of course this is a placeholder, right? So let's not be too harsh because it is a placeholder. However, I think if you're going to use a placeholder, you could do better than that. Especially if you're remaking Tomb Raider Anniversary, you can take the Tomb Raider Anniversary model and tweak it and use that as a placeholder. So instead, we definitely have what appears to be very Tomb Raider reboot Lara-esque features going on here, but not completely. As you can see, even she has been nerfed in this because the body type, it's just not giving. This is supposed to be Lara Croft as a more seasoned adventurer in the events of Tomb Raider 1, where she is in her late 20s, nearly 30, and she definitely is more experienced here than she was in the rebooted games, which started when she was 21. As we all know, those of us who are Tomb Raider fans, the reboot lore isn't real Tomb Raider lore. So this is just retcon fanfic. That's how I treat it because it is vastly different in every way. I've explained this on multiple occasions, varying from her motivations, her backstory, the parental drama, because Lara Croft's parents disowned her in the original bio because she chose a life of adventure and thrill as opposed to the aristocratic arranged marriage that they had set up for her and the life that they had set up for her. Lara Croft wasn't supposed to be some goody hero type character. She was more along the lines of an anti-hero, maybe not completely anti-hero, but she was definitely more selfishly motivated, and she had very sociopathic qualities in the fact that she just lived for the thrill. Her motivations weren't about, oh, let me help the world, let me help people. There were times that did happen along the way. But even the movies with Angelina Jolie do a much better job. And even though they introduced the daddy drama and all that stuff, they still did a much better job at Lara Croft's portrayal as a character and her just being purely selfishly motivated. And if anything got in her way, she would stop it. But if her motivations happen to tie into something that would benefit and help the world, then she would do that, sure. But yeah, she definitely wasn't some goody two-shoes hero. Well, what they've done with Lara Croft, and as we can see here in this placeholder alleged leak, is that they've and with the reboot in general, is that they wanted to make her more grounded, because for some reason a lot of people took issue with Lara Croft being this like larger than life, you know, exaggerated character. But even so, and I think that Lara Croft has received way too harsh criticism over her appearance, namely because people wanted to treat her like she was just some sort of gooner bait porn character, and that absolutely was not the case. As we can see here, her appearance here is, there is nothing inappropriate, there is nothing pornographic about this whatsoever. You can also see here, this is just, you know, this is a PS1 era game where they gave us a very hyper feminine, athletic, you know, she has a very fitness model-esque build. She's definitely very curvy, and this was to portray the fact that she was female in the game, because especially when it comes to PS1 graphics, in-game graphics, you know, the exaggerated proportions really show very much that she's a very, very female. But even if you look at the character models, like I'm looking at this from the actual, like from the Core Design fan site, right? Core Design is the original developers of Tomb Raider, right? So I just want to show you guys, because like everybody knows who have played, but look at this. Okay, here's just a tech demo, for example. I mean, now they did refine her model a bit, but this just gives you a general idea of what she looked like proportionally. And I think people just have selective memory, or they remember things differently, but this most certainly did not at any capacity look like some pornographically illustrated character model, right? This looks like a woman. There are no, I mean, come on now. People do have selective memory on this, and they want to remember this as being some sort of inappropriate pornographic game, when that was not the case, right? And so I think that's one of the reasons that kind of led the direction with the reboot of, oh, we're going to make this grounded now because we don't want to make this a gooner game, when it never actually was. Granted, and a lot of people will talk about the promo arts and things like that were used in magazines and things of that nature for Tomb Raider in the future, or not in the future, but in advertising. But the actual developers didn't even like those, and they were very outspoken about that. But even so, those promotional renders were pretty much on par of what you would see from like a music artist, something like that, which they're not my favorite things in the world, I'm not gonna lie, but they were not particularly shocking at that time, because it was very common, and it wasn't inherently, I wouldn't call it pornographic, but yeah, I definitely would have preferred if they didn't lean in that angle with the marketing, but I digress. So here you have, like, look at this. You have like the Top Cow comics from back in the day. You've got Lara Croft. This is like, to me, the perfect physique for Lara Croft. She's got that very athletic, very fitness model look. Curvy, very feminine, but also like very athletic looking, because Lara Croft is a character who is extremely athletic, right? So this is a character who is pushing boulders, especially when you factor in Tomb Raider 1 or Anniversary in this case, if that is a remake of that. This is a character who is jumping great lengths, great heights, pulling herself up on ledges, pushing massive boulders. And this is what she's going to look like. Now, while I will say it's not a troon, which we're at that point in time where it's like, oh, it doesn't look like a tranny, yay. This is just not reflected. This is not a reflection of Lara Croft. This is a normal, basic woman. This is someone that you would see who does not do any sort of physical activity whatsoever. You know, she's not like fat, so okay, so she doesn't eat too much. But yeah, it's definitely not Lara Croft. And Lara Croft is also supposed to have a more hourglass shape. That is how she was created. And so making her in this way just does not make her Lara Croft anymore. Right? So, yeah, here. Oh, that backpack. I don't like it. What is even going on with these straps down here? So. This is underwhelming. This is very underwhelming. Look. I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. The glutes, man. The glutes. There is no glute activation there. There is no muscle there. This is just a very underwhelming glute situation. They did give her very short shorts, which is kind of funny considering they would not put Reboot Lara in shorts before. And these are short shorts. Like, I would say shorter than Tomb Raider 1 Lara shorts, even. And it's giving nothing. That's the thing. And y'all know, I don't ever want Lara Croft to turn into some sort of Gooner character, even though people want to pretend like she was, but she wasn't. Attractive does not equal Gooner. But unfortunately, people who just watch a ton of porn and crap, they don't know the difference. They just see, this is an example. Io Winter Street, he posted this. He goes, this is what certain crowd thinks classic fans want. And of course, it's absurd. We're not asking for something like this. This looks retarded. And so, yeah, there is, that's not it. Now, if you nerfed this, then yeah, I honestly think it looks really great. It's very stylized. But yeah, I think the face is honestly really great and everything else other than those extreme exaggerations, right? So this is also what the woke people act like what we want. And I'm telling you, the Gooner gamers who have been celebrating every time a character's naked, or they're even celebrating characters that look like drag queens, as long as they're naked, that's all they care. As long as big boobies, that's all they care. Even if they're attached to a man, like Emma Frost on Marvel Rivals. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, oh no, I forgot he was posting some memes about some Rule 34 gross stuff. Let's pretend like we didn't see that. All right, so when I say Lara Croft needs some glute work here, it's not that I want this to look exaggerated, pornographic, like to a pornographic degree, but do I think her glutes should look like, you know, she can push boulders and similar to like a fitness model's glutes? Yes, that's what I think she should look like. This is the thing about Lara Croft is, you know, look at how guys look at someone like Goku as gym goals, right? That is how Lara Croft should look for women. Lara Croft shouldn't just look like a regular woman. Lara Croft, especially, and you got no excuses now because they made the excuse before of, origin story, which I still think was a dumb excuse, but whatever. Now you ain't got no excuses. If you're going to throw her in Tomb Raider 1, her late 20s, approaching 30, she's supposed to be, you know, have had some adventures under her belt, and then she's looking like this. This just makes no sense. It makes no sense. She is supposed to be gym goals. And that's what's funny is how they want to pretend like all of this is, if you any of the people who don't like that we criticize this kind of stuff and they want to call all of us gooners and stuff, which I'm not gonna lie, there is a sect of gooners who exist and they make the rest of us look bad, but that does not reflect actual Tomb Raider fans who want Lara Croft to look like Lara Croft, because the gooners are just the same as the woke queer people. They just want porn in their games. Like, that's it. They're not actually fans. People who are actually fans of Lara Croft and Tomb Raider don't want Lara Croft to look like Gooner Bait. They want her to look like she did in the classics. So, the thing is, though, is she's supposed to be Jim Goals. Yeah, you would want to look at her. Look at how it's just like no lat development, no shoulder development, no like curve, like no hourglass that you can develop in the gym. So Lara Croft's got the combination of great genetics and muscle development. So she should be just like peak gym goals, right? But instead, you got this, which is, if you're going for that curvy, athletic Lara Croft build, these are even bad genetics because of the wide rib cage, right? I'm not saying that if this were a regular girl that she wouldn't look cute. Like, she looks cute for a regular girl, but does she look like Lara Croft? Absolutely not. And are people gonna look at this and be like, yes, gym goals? No. And when I'm playing Tomb Raider, I want to be like, whoa, gym goals. That's what I want to think, right? So, yeah, here you just have a bunch of just like rough drafts of things. So, this definitely wasn't receiving very good reception. Thankfully, fortunately, with the remasters, they turned out fantastic. They just dropped another patch for the Tomb Raider remasters, 4 through 6, which with some updates. Some of y'all will recognize, like, when I streamed the Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness remastered, there were some character models that didn't get updated. So there's a lot of things that were fixed and improved. And in the latest patch of Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remasters. So I would encourage you guys to check those out. It appears that these leaks, I think that they're very believable, in which case this project, if it were real, was canceled. And I'm glad for that. So let's hope that I want to be optimistic here, but I'm just saying, let's hope at the very least that Embracer can see the reception of the remasters comparatively to anything else that we've been seeing when it comes to especially the unification attempts when it comes to Tomb Raider, because the unification attempts, anything in trying to implement reboot Lara, it's just not it right now. I think Crystal Dynamics is extremely on the wrong path with what they want for Lara Croft, and Saber and the fans that they hired for the remasters know what's up. So it would be the ultimate dream for Embracer to hand off the Tomb Raider IP to Saber and let them handle it. There are some great people who work at Crystal Dynamics, and I don't want to shade them. But unfortunately, the studio and whoever's in the positions to be making these big decisions and in power right now are not allowing the ones who actually want Lara Croft to be Lara Croft, seemingly. It seems as if that is not allowed. This is probably a higher-ups decision to go in this very woke direction of Lara Croft being a protector of artifacts and just a normal girl instead of a Tomb Raider and the amazing Lara Croft that she is in the actual classic material. So anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And as always, if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack, where I have the complete Bible on there. And also I have been uploading other videos as well on Christian-based topics, and coming soon, I will be uploading there daily again with more Christian-based content. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.